So today is going to be very, very favorite day. Why? Terraform. Which one? So it's going to be very, very amazing tool in the entire DevOps if you ask me. So let's begin the session of Terraform. So basically by hearing the word Terraform, what is the first thing that comes into the mind? Terraform is going to be difficult. Lot of people will feel the same thing. Okay. First, if I start something called Terraform, so Terraform means difficult. Why? Because we have a lot of coding on it. But Terraform is not about coding, sir. Terraform is all about concepts. What Terraform is all about? Concepts. Okay. So in today's session, I'm gonna tell you like how Terraform is going to save a lot of work in the real time and how the companies are adapting the Terraform recent days. Okay. So let me go and quickly create an EC2 instance. Currently, like here, I'm gonna create an EC2 instance. Okay. These are my nodes for our remaining things. So click on Jenkins here. Okay. So these are used for my Jenkins, but still I can use it for Terraform also. Already I have a server. Okay. So I can install Terraform here. Mobile system. Mobile system. Can anyone spell me what is the spelling of Terraform? Is that spelling really difficult to remember? Easy or not, sir? Terraform is also very easy. Trust me, man. How easy the spelling is, Terraform is also going to be easy. But all you need to have is a mindset. First of all, prepare yourself. Terraform is jujube for us. I'm telling you, it's very easy. While I prepare, not now, few years ago, for the first time, whenever I see Terraform, I felt horrible. Oh man, it is very difficult. For the first time when I have seen. But after getting knowledge on that, it's very, very easy. Okay. And I'm going to share the same knowledge with you. So be ready for it. Sudo -i. First of all, I'm going to install Terraform. But before I install Terraform, let me tell you what exactly the hell Terraform is. Okay. 430. Wait. So Terraform. So now see. First of all, before I begin about what is Terraform, let's understand what is the infrastructure. Can anyone tell me what is the infrastructure? Resources used to run the application on the cloud. Already we've seen in the KOps also. For example, if I want to run an application, I need to have server. To distribute the load, what I need to have? Load balancer. To scale the servers, what I need to have? Auto scaling group. To provide privacy and security, what I need to have? VPC. What I need to have? As well as to provide permission for the console, what I need to have? IAM. So to store the objects in the cloud, what I need to have? S3. So all these together, what I can call as infrastructure. What I can call as infrastructure refers to resources used to run the application on the cloud. In general, we deploy infrastructure manually. Till now, how I created servers? How I created load balancer? Manual. How I created buckets? But now I'm going to make it automate with the help of single command. With the help of, I'm directly going to create the entire infrastructure. Okay. So if I do the infrastructure process manual, first of all, it is going to be time consuming and it is manual work. And we are going to commit a lot of mistakes. Why we are going to commit mistakes means today you've done a work. Let's take you as example. You know how to create EC2 instance, correct or not, sir? But sometimes you forgot to give all traffic in security group. How many times happen with you? Even though you know the work, even though from day one you are creating the server, still sometimes you will forget or not, sir? It's just a human behavior. Every human will forget. It doesn't matter which subject you are expert in Topu. Definitely at one time, you might forget any small thing that is going to result a error. Okay. So whenever I do anything manually, time consuming, manual work and committing the. Now, instead of doing the work manually, I'm going to do it automatic. What I'm going to do it? Automatic. How I do automate with the help of Terraform. With the help of Terraform, I'm going to write a code actually. That is HCL code. Which code? I mean, HCL is a syntax actually. What I write to create the infrastructure. HCL stand for HashiCorp Configuration Language. My favorite language. HashiCorp Configuration Language. Okay. So if I want to automate the infra creation, I need to choose a tool. I'm using Terraform. With the help of Terraform, what I write? Code, which is the language I'm using. HCL stand for HashiCorp Configuration Language. Now understand what is Terraform. So coming to intro, it is a tool which is used to make the infrastructure automation, and it is free and not open source. Basically, few months ago, before February, it is free and open source, but it is not open source anymore. Why? Because it is taken by IBM for $6.4 billion. Initially, it was maintaining by HashiCorp. At that time, it is free and open source. But after that, in the month of February, IBM has taken over the Terraform for the $6.4 billion. How much? Let me show it on the Google itself. IBM taken HashiCorp. Terraform. If you go and see, there are a lot of what we call this one. So if you go and see, so if you read any of the blog actually, see at the like it is the HashiCorp official blog actually. Okay, I'm going to here. Today we are announcing the HashiCorp has signed an agreement by acquired by IBM, accelerate multi-cloud automation journey. We started almost all 12 years ago. Are you seeing it clearly? HashiCorp blog is giving the information or not, sir? At the month of April, it happened. Which month? And they have sold the complete rights to the IBM for the huge price of $6.4 billion. How much? Now, who is maintaining the HashiCorp here? IBM. And Terraform is maintaining by IBM. Like how much cost they have taken? $6.4 billion. You can go and see any news, images, like you can see whatever you want. So completely is maintaining by IBM. So it is how exactly it is going to look like. A Terraform, IBM cloud provider. So they have given this. But I don't want to make it too much stress because it's not that much of important really. So it comes to the platform independent. You can run on anywhere, Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. So it comes in the year which year, sir? 2000. Who developed this one? Michel Hashimoto. It was owned by HashiCorp, but recently maintaining by IBM. So Terraform is written on which programming language? All your high-end tools are written in Go language only. Docker, high-end tool. Who is writing? I mean, like we use Go programming language, but written by Solomon Hicks and Sebastian Paul, two different developers. Kubernetes, which language? Go. Terraform. Even Prometheus Grafana also Go programming language. Okay. And Argo CD, Go programming language. Lot of stuff. Okay. So in Terraform, okay, here in the Terraform, I'm not gonna call it as Terraform 2 anymore. I'm gonna call it as IaaC actually. Which one? IaaC stand for infra as a code, but here I need to call it as IaaC only. Infra as a code actually. IaaC stand for infra as a code. If I go and see what is IaaC tool in DevOps, okay. If I go to what is IaaC tool in like DevOps, IaaC stand for infra as a code actually. So you will be having n number of alternative tools. So Terraform is one of the alternative tool, and Pulumi. Nobody knows about Pulumi, but I'll tell what is Pulumi for you. So like this, lot of stuff is available in the market actually. But sir, you said Terraform is used to create infrastructure, which is free and platform independent. It comes in the 2004 and 2014, given by Mitchell Hashimoto. Given by like initially it was HashiCorp product, but it is given to the IBM recently. And we use it Go programming language, and we are going to call it as infra as a code tool. But now my question is how it will work actually. You are saying with the help of Terraform, you can automate the infrastructure. But how Terraform work internally? Means Terraform uses a code to automate the That means if I want to create the infrastructure, first of all, I need to create a code for it. That is HCL code. Okay. Here we use something called as HCL, called HashiCorp configuration language. Okay. So if I write the code, if I execute the code, my infra will come. Simple process. Write, plan, apply. It is a Terraform certified question like what I got in the exam. So while I gone for exam, there are 57 questions that I faced on the like exam actually. I almost all remember 45 plus questions. Okay, I'm going to tell what are the questions I got. First question is, what is the sequence of Terraform? Write, plan, apply. What is the sequence? Write the code, plan the infrastructure, apply. Apply means creating actually. Okay, I'll tell what are these in details. Okay, fine. So I said the same thing here. If you go and see, first of all, write the code, execute the code and get the infra. So what is the best advantage of using this one is it is reusable. Once if we write a code, can we reuse it or not, sir? And we can save a lot of time. Why? Because every time we don't write a code. How many times I write pipeline code? How many times I can use? How many times I write danceable playbook? How many times we can reuse? Come to Kubernetes manifest. How many times I can write manifest? But we can use multiple times or not, sir? Same thing will be applicable to the Terraform. Write the code one time, reuse it, save your time, and do the automation. While I'm doing automation, I can avoid mistakes or not, sir? Definitely, we can avoid a lot of mistakes. And dry run. I think I already said dry run. Dry run is nothing but without executing the code, we can see what is the possible outcome. Without executing the code, we can see the possible. And one more thing, the full form of dry is, there is a full form. Dry stand for don't. What does it mean? That is the full form of dry. Dry stand for don't repeat itself. In software world, it is very famous. If I am doing a work continuously, that means I need to go for dry actually. I need to go for dry means don't repeat yourself. Do the work only one time. Second time, just repeat the same work by automating. Don't do for manual work. Okay. So is the intro of Terraform clear for all of you first of all? Tell me only one purpose. Why we need to use Terraform? To make the infra automation. What is the infra? Resource used to run application on a cloud. Can anyone tell me examples? EC2, S3, VPC, so on. And what is the advantages of using Terraform? Reusable, time saving, and avoiding the mistakes, so on. Fine, automation. And what is the sequence we need to follow? Write the code, plan the infrastructure, apply. Is it clear for all of you know? Correct. So now coming to the next concept here, before I go, online is the intro of Terraform clear for all of you till now? Can you please confirm in the chat box? Okay, fine. So now coming to the alternatives, sir, Terraform is a third party tool. Terraform is a, with a third party tool, we can create the infrastructure. Okay. But instead of using third party, cloud is telling that AWS cloud, don't go for Terraform. I'll give one more alternative service for Terraform. That is CFT. Which one? CFT stand for Cloud Formation Template, which we can use for AWS. Okay. This will work only in AWS. And there is something called ARM. ARM stand for Azure Resource Manager. Basically, we need to call this ARM. Don't call ARM actually. The exact pronunciation is ARM. So ARM service we use for Azure. Next one, GDE, Google Deploy Engine. So this will create infra on Google. So if I go and give Terraform alternative for AWS. For AWS, what is the alternative here? Cloud Formation. Are you seeing CFT? But if I do for Azure, what you are going to get? Where? Azure Cloud. You need to get this one. Where is this one? Like alternate, you need to get ARM template. Or simply like you can do what is ARM template. What is ARM service in Azure? You can type like this also. If you go and see, use it to manage and deploy the infrastructure. It is an alternative. And there is one more thing called GDE. I'm go for GDM. In Azure, not. In GCP, I need to top it as GCP, sorry. GCP Cloud. If I go and see GDE stand for, it is going to, wait. It's not the one. Google Developer Expertise it is. I want to get for this one. Google Deploy Manager. If you go and see Google Cloud Deploy Manager service, it is also going to be one of the infrastructure. So I'm showing you three differences. Okay. First one is for AWS we use CFT, for Azure we use ARM, for Google we use GDE, Google Deploy Engine. So every cloud provider will have their own service to create infrastructure automatic. But why we need to use Terraform? Why? Because if I use CFT, I can work only on AWS. But can I use CFT on Azure and GCP? No. If I use ARM, I can work on only Azure. AWS, GCP work? Now think. For example, in my organization, we are going for multi-cloud. We are going for what? So whenever I go for multi-cloud, for AWS, you need to learn CFT. For Azure, we need to learn ARM. For Google, we need to learn how many services you want to learn? 3 services. In future, if some other cloud will come, let's say DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean is one of the cloud we are having in the market. If that comes, again, I need to learn some separate service or not, sir? So a guy called Mitchell Hashimoto got frustrated for this. Who frustrated here? HashiCorp not man, Mitchell Hashimoto. Who? He frustrated. Why? Because he got an idea for different cloud providers. We are using different services. But if we have a 3 cloud providers in a project, then what is the solution for it? He posted a question on a website called Tumblr. You know Quora, right? Why we use Quora? To post the questions. Some random people will give the answers. So like that, we have a website called Tumblr, alternative for Quora at that time. He posted a question on the Tumblr. Unfortunately, after posting the question, he expected a reply from anyone, but nobody gave reply to him. He got very frustrated. So none of them haven't given me the reply. So I need to create a solution for this. So he started investing his time to build a product that is going to create the infrastructure and all the clouds. Later that became Terraform actually. So Terraform comes with a ego. That Mitchell Hashimoto got ego actually. For that purpose, he created the own solution for his own problem. That became Terraform in the modern world. Is it clear now? This is the background story of Terraform, sir. Okay. So some of the alternative clouds are nothing but see, apart from Terraform, we have some other alternative tools. Ulumi is one of the alternative tool for the Terraform. We can create infrastructure. Ansible, have I shown you how to create servers? So Chef is there, Puppet is there, OpenTofu. OpenTofu is the forked version of Terraform. That means, for example, let's say Terraform is version 1.0, OpenTofu is version 2.0. That means from the Terraform, they have taken the code to create a new tool called OpenTofu. Let me show you like how it is going to look like. If I type here OpenTofu, see, if you go and see, OpenTofu is a Terraform 4 created as a initiation of Gruntwork, Spacelift, Harness, Envoy, Scalar, and other in response of HashiCorp switch from OpenShift. That means basically Harness is a tool actually. Envoy is a tool. Okay. So for this implementation, they have used the something called as OpenTofu. And again, it is also platform independent. You can use it on any like operating system. If you go and see, I can install on Debian, Linux, RHEL, Mac OS, FreeBSD, container image, and standalone also. I can use anywhere. If you want me to show the OpenTofu code actually, OpenTofu code. In the images, I can go and see. Where is OpenTofu code? OpenTofu code for EC2, for example, let's say. So if you go and see, like I'm gonna show you like how exactly the code is going to look like. Yep. Are you seeing the code here? It is similar to what exactly we are going to create on the Terraform. There is nothing different, sir. Instead of Terraform, you put OpenTofu plan, OpenTofu write, OpenTofu apply, simple like that. After if I go to some of the examples, you will be getting some clarity. So I'm going to make this as it is. Okay, I'm not gonna like remove this section. See, from this OpenTofu, like these people are going to create a EC2 instance, but I'm gonna show you EC2 instance what exactly I'm gonna create. You will find the same, nothing difference. So like this. So these are the some of the alternatives for the Terraform actually. And coming to Terraform versus Ansible, lot of people will have confusion. Terraform will create servers and Ansible servers. Sorry, Terraform is going to create server, but whatever the server you are going to create from the Terraform, that is going to configure and maintain by. Is my logic clear for all of you? Whatever I'm trying to tell. What exactly I'm trying to tell you is Terraform is to create the servers. But whatever the servers you are creating from the Terraform, that is configuring and maintaining by the. This is the comparison of Terraform versus Ansible in real time. It is one of the interview question for you. What is the difference between them? Okay, fine. And one of the important things you need to tell about Terraform is not only for cloud providers. Terraform can also manage non-cloud providers, and it can manage the on-prem also. Terraform can use it to manage non-cloud as well as on-prem infrastructure. While Terraform is known as being cloud agnostic, this is very, very important for the Terraform certification exam. Cloud agnostic. What is the meaning of cloud agnostic? Cloud agnostic is nothing but if I support for only cloud, that is not cloud agnostic. Okay. But if I support for cloud, on-prem and some other services, that is called as cloud agnostic. Cloud agnostic means against to single cloud. It can work with multiple clouds and it can work with on-prem infra also. Is my concept clear? Cloud agnostic refers to it will support all the public clouds like AWS, GCP, Azure, and it can also support for on-prem infrastructure. It can manage your VMware, vSphere, and OpenStack also. A lot of things you can manage. Again, I'm repeating, Terraform can be used for non-cloud and on-prem. That means it is Terraform is nothing but your cloud agnostic. It is not restricted to any single cloud. You can use it for cloud and on-prem also. Interview question. Definitely. Can Terraform work for only cloud or non-cloud providers? Answer is cloud agnostic. That means it can support for every cloud and even on-prem also. Okay. That's it. So is the concept clear for all of you know? What is Terraform and why we are using it? Online, is it clear for all of you till now? Can you please confirm me in the chat box? If it is clear, I'm going to show the practical work for you. So concepts are going to be amazing. Online, I'm getting response. Yeah, okay, fine. So try to be responsive. I'm trying to teach more than what you are seeing in the syllabus. If you don't respond properly, you won't get that much of content. So your content is going to depend upon your online. I'm telling, okay, offline. Anyways, these people are going to respond here, but try to respond. No, Vikram, Terraform won't deploy applications. Terraform will not deploy applications. Terraform is only to create the infrastructure only. Okay. So first of all, I have a server here. I'm going to show you how to install Terraform. Are you seeing these 3 comments? Go and run them directly. Now, if you want me to show from official documentation, go here and type Terraform install. You can go and see infrastructure as a code. So I want to install here, right? So if I scroll here, this is the main page of Terraform. So here, if I just want to install, here go and see install. Are you seeing the second line? If you can go and see, you can see install from here. Okay. For example, here we are going to select the operating system. If it is Linux, you can run this one. But here I'm going to open some other page. See, whenever if you run Terraform install, so go for this page, not for this. Okay. Select here. So I want to install on Amazon Linux. Select this one, simply copy the commands and paste it. There is nothing fancy here, simply copy paste. And again, same comments I have given to the nodes also. But here Terraform is third party tool. When third party tool want to interact with AWS services, what we are going to provide? Credentials, access key and secret key. But in real time, it is not recommended to give access key and secret key. Why? Because this can be stolen. So instead of access key and secret key, can I give IAM role? Why? Because role is very, very safe to give. You don't have any credentials to use. Okay. So let's go and create a role here. What I can do here, coming to the roles, create a new role called Terraform. Already I have Terraform role, but I'm just showing you how to create one more time. Go for EC2. Next, I'm going to give admin access here. Next. So name of the role, Terraform. Okay. If I go and click on create role, it is telling that already role is existed. Why? Because for my previous class, I have created the role. Now what I can do? Directly I can go and use the same role instead of creating a new one. How to attach a role for EC2 instance? Actions, security, modify IAM role, select the IAM role. So type here Terraform, are using Terraform here. That's it. Now I don't need to give access key and secret key. Very easy. So in real time, access key and secret key is going to risky. Why? Because if somebody stole them, it's going to be very bad. So in order to make them, so I'm going to use IAM role. For example, if you don't like your company is not giving hikes, what you can do, go to the AWS server, steal the access key, use the access key and secret key from your laptop. Create a Kubernetes cluster in some different region and leave it as is. Create a RDS cluster and leave them as is. That's it. Sir, if I have access key and secret key of your account, I can do whatever I want. You doesn't even know also whatever I'm doing. That much of powerful thing, access key and secret key. So it is always better to avoid them. Is it clear? Fine. So here, next point is Terraform I install and I have configured the IAM role also. But here I have given AWS configure, but I'm going to ask you to configure role. What you are configuring role with full access. So next here, what exactly I'm going to do is, first of all, in Terraform, you are going to have main 3 blocks of a code. First one is block, second one is label, third one is, these 3 together is what we can call as syntax actually. What do we call it as? Remember, block, label, arguments. Okay. Coming to the configuration file here, what is the meaning of configuration? It will have the resource configuration. For example, let's say I want to create a EC2 instance. What I need to give? AMI is mandatory, instance type is mandatory. So I'm going to give the EC2 information in a file. That file is called as configuration file. See, you want to create infrastructure, sir. Let's say you want to create EC2 and VPC. For EC2, do you need to give AMI? Do you need to give instance type? For VPC, we need to give CADR. Name of the VPC is required or not, sir? All these inputs you are going to pass from a file. That is called as configuration file. Which file? Configuration file is nothing but it will have the resources configuration. Here we write input for the resource. Example, AMI ID, instance type, like so on. Based upon the input, Terraform will create the resource on the real world. And the extension of configuration file is .tf. Whenever if you are seeing tf, that is Terraform file actually. Okay. Now tell me, what is a configuration file? Resources input. Here we write the resource input actually. Based upon that input, Terraform will create the resources, EC2, S3, and so on. So for that purpose, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the folder. First of all, a separate folder I want. Okay. So I'll be going here and create a separate folder, my configuration, Terraform, CD Terraform. First of all, do I have anything here? Nothing. So create a configuration file. So I'm going to take main.tf. What I'm going to take? Again, one more question from the interview certification point of view. Is it necessary to give the configuration file name as main.tf? Not. You can use main.tf as the default file, but every time main.tf is not required. I can give abc.tf, or I can give ec2.tf, or I can give raham.tf. It doesn't really care. .tf is mandatory. Before that, you can give anything. But the standard format of writing Terraform is always we prefer main.tf. It is a standard protocol what we follow. But it is not mandatory, sir. Okay, hit enter. And here I'm going to write the configuration now. What I'm going to write? First of all, provider. Provider. Currently, which cloud provider I'm using now? Right, AWS. Next, region. In which region you want to create infrastructure? Let's take Mumbai. Mumbai means AP South -1. That's it. Okay. Here, if you go to the nodes, in the nodes, I have taken US East 1. Of course, I can take US East 1. Now, if you want to take AP South 1, put AP South 1. No, sir, like just show me on US East 1 means I can show it completely. So here, what I'm going to do, US East 1. US East 1. But here, remember, in US East 1, I am already having some servers, sir. So while I show the output, please don't confuse here. I'm having already some running servers for my next class. Okay. Are you seeing the servers here? So I can stop them, but if I stop them automatically, my Jenkins is going to work very slow. That is the reason I'm not stopping. So remember, these 4 are default servers for my US East 1. Okay. So what I'll be doing, here from this block, let me explain the configuration. One of the craziest part is I don't teach you how to write Terraform code. I don't teach you how to write Terraform. Sir, if you don't teach, how will we learn? You will learn. Automatically, you will learn. Have I taught you how to write Ansible code? Have I taught you how to write the compose file? Have I taught how to write the pipeline for you? I just give a input. Based upon the input, you write your own pipeline. You write your own Ansible playbook. You write your own Docker compose file. Here also same thing. I'll teach you input. Writing the code is your responsibility. Okay. See, first of all, here I'm going to create a resource. What I'm going to create? What is the resource I'm going to create? AWS instance. What I'm going to create? AWS instance. So I'm creating a resource here, and the resource is AWS. And here the name will be, I'm going to take it as 1. What I'm going to take it as? 1. That is a block label. So if you go and see here, what I'm going to tell is, sir, if I want to create an instance, go for the step-by-step process. Okay, I'm going to teach you how to write the code lively without teaching. Once creating the instance, what is the first step here? Tell me, is name mandatory or optional? Optional. So can we skip it or not, sir? I'm skipping it. What is the next one? AMI. Is AMI mandatory? Just to go and give AMI. I'm going to give AMI. So let's take our AMI ID. For example, if you want to create Amazon Linux, take the AMI ID. How to take AMI ID? Click on AMI catalog. Where you need to go for AMI catalog. If you want Amazon Linux, take this AMI. Now, if you want Red Hat, take this AMI ID. Now, if you want to create Ubuntu, take this AMI ID. But for beginning friendly, I'm going to take Amazon Linux too. But again, it's up to your choice. Whatever you want to create, take them. Copy this. Paste this. Clear? Now, step number 1 is names, which is optional. Step number 2 is AMI, which is mandatory. Now, step number 3 is what here? Is it mandatory? Yes. So what I'll be doing here? Instance type. Okay. So that is T2 micro. Clear? Now what is the next step here? Key pair. Without key pair, can we create server? We can create, man. Who said without key pair we can't create server? If you go and say, are you seeing proceed without key pair? Proceed without keeper means without keeper also we can create server. Correct. So it is again optional. And coming to network, VPC and security group mandatory or not, sir? But remember, by default, we have default VPC. That means if I give a VPC or not, it will come with the default value. Security group also, we have default security group or not, sir? That means even if I give or if I don't give, it is going to take the default security group. EBS volume also default EBS volume. If I give it or if I don't give, it is going to take the. That means in Terraform, you need to understand there are three fields. There are totally one is no, not like that. Let me tell you. One is mandatory. Definitely you need to give it. Definitely you need to give it. AMI is mandatory, instance type is mandatory. Definitely I need to give it. Second one is optional. Name is optional. Keeper is optional. Even though if you give them or if you don't give them, it will create. Third one is default. VPC, security group, EBS come with default properties or not, sir? Yes. So Terraform will always ask a user to give mandatory fields. If you are not giving a field, it is going to take the default values. Which values? Am I giving VPC? It will take the default VPC. Am I giving security group? It will take default security group. Am I giving EBS volume? No, it will take default EBS. But sir, we don't have default name and default keeper now. Of course, we don't have default name and default keeper. But are those mandatory or optional? Terraform will ignore them. Is the Terraform script clear for all of you know? What I am creating here? Resource. What is the resource I'm creating? AWS? It is a type of the resource. Okay, it is a label to identify the resource. AMI, I'm giving so and so AMI instance, I'm gonna give T2. For a beginner friendly, I'm gonna make it very simple. But like next, I'm gonna tell you how to add tape like name, keeper, security group. I'm gonna show you all one by one. So here, this is the way how exactly you are going to write the code. Again, I'm explaining one more time. Provider, I'm using which provider? In which region I'm creating infra? So what I'm creating here? Resource. What is the type of resource? Instance. What is the name of the block? One. So it is the AMI. It is the instance type. That's it. Now save. So before I go and execute, he's writing the Terraform code. Clear for all of you know? Online, can you please confirm he's writing Terraform code? Clear for all of you or not? Okay. Correct. So now here what exactly I'm going to try to do is here whenever if you are having a configuration file, there are 4 commands in Terraform we need to run sequentially. First command is Terraform init, sir. Which command? Terraform init is nothing but it is going to download the provider plugins. Currently you are creating the resource on which cloud? So if I want to communicate with AWS cloud, I need to have providers. Remember, providers is everything in Terraform. That means if I want to do something in Terraform, definitely I need to have the provider. Let me draw a diagram. It is my Terraform. It is my AWS cloud. Okay. In the AWS cloud, okay, I am creating the EC2 instance. What I'm creating? So how Terraform is going to communicate with AWS with the help of role actually, with the help of role. It can communicate with AWS only. But if AWS want to give EC2 for Terraform, that means if AWS want to create EC2 instance for Terraform, first of all, I need to take providers from AWS to Terraform. If AWS will not give provider plugins we call. If AWS will not give plugins, I cannot able to communicate with them. So if I go and give LL, first of all, before this one, I'm gonna give the command ls-al. Are you seeing anything here? Only main.tf. But the moment if I give Terraform init, automatically I can get 2 new files here. Are you seeing the provider plugins are downloading? Remember, if you don't have plugin, you cannot communicate with any cloud. If you want to communicate with me, how phone number is mandatory? Here also, if Terraform want to communicate with AWS, of course you are giving role, but it definitely need to get the plugins to create the resources. Role is to interaction with AWS console, but plugins is to create the resources. That's it. So if I give ls-al, are you seeing .terraform folder? Are you seeing terraform.log.hcl? It is going to be interview question as well as examination point of view question also. I'm telling important, but I haven't got this question. Okay. Whenever if you run Terraform init, where the provider plugins are going to store in .terraform folder. Which folder? If you go and give ll.terraform, are you seeing providers? Inside providers, are you seeing registry.terraform.io? Inside this, are you seeing HashiCorp folder? Inside that folder, are you seeing AWS? Inside that folder, 5.6.10. If I go for Linux here, are you seeing the providers here? Okay. So remember, in which folder Terraform is going to store it provider plugins? .terraform. So in Terraform, it is nothing but it initializes the provider plugins on the backend, and all the provider plugins are going to store on .terraform. Without provider plugins, we cannot create the, and each provider will have its own. So if I'm creating EC2 resource in AWS, AWS will have some separate provider plugins. And if we create a server on Azure, Azure will have some separate provider plugins. If I create a resource on GCP, GCP will have a separate provider plugins, and each and every provider plugin is directly downloading from Terraform, and it is going to store on which folder? .terraform. Is the Terraform init command clear for all of you? Know? Online, is init command clear for all of you? Can you confirm? Okay. Next one is Terraform plan. Terraform plan is to create the execution plan. It will take the input by the user. Sir, currently I am giving the inputs on main.tf. Whatever the inputs I have given on the main.tf, Terraform will take the main.tf and it is going to create the resource. If we haven't given any input for few fields, it is going to take the already we discussed. Okay, again I'm telling Terraform plan is to create the execution plan. It will give the inputs given by the user and plan the resources creation. If I don't give any input to any field, it is going to take the default. Let's go and give the command Terraform plan. Now you can see the execution plan here. So if you go and see, is it creating the execution plan, sir? It is taking some time to create the plan for the input what I have given. Of course, it's taking some additional time. Let's wait. It won't take this much time generally. Let's wait for. Fine. Wait, what happened to my Terraform plan? It's taking so much of time. Give me a second. Let me stop it. Guys, I think my server is stuck somewhere. Wait. I've seen the server got stuck actually. It is not moving. Something happened to my EC2 resource. Wait, let me log in one more time. Something happened to my server. Give me a second. Desktop /keypad. Let me run. First of all, Terraform minute I have written. So let me go and check, do I have provider plugins or not? Yeah. State file locked. I think somebody is using it parallelly. I won't get the state file lock actually. Hacker. Somebody hacked it. See, generally state file won't lock. State file is going to lock when two people work on the Terraform at same time. But are you seeing state file locked here? Something happened to it, but okay, fine. Let me go and run Terraform apply one more time. Plan. But it won't happen generally. Like, I don't know why it happened now. There might be only two reasons. Might be other person is using the server or something. Hacker. I think Tapas hacked the system. Huh? You know? And why it is locked? Okay, let me unlock it. Wait. Array. There is a command to unlock this one, Terraform. Force unlock. Give me a second. There's a lock ID here. Where's the lock ID, man? Terraform. Oh, what's happening here? Like, it's not working properly. Okay, it is working fine. Terraform. Let me give apply. Guys, it's working now. So I'm giving Terraform apply yes here. So just to go and give, you are going to get the infra. First time it got locked due to some reason, but somehow it is working fine. Okay. So first here we are going to give Terraform init, that is going to initialize the provider plugin. Terraform plan. Plan is to create the execution plan. Next one, Terraform apply. Here it is to create the, that means as per the given inputs on configuration file, it is going to create the resource on real world. If you go and see, is my server creating here? Why? Because I have given the command called Terraform apply. Which one? It is taking the input AMI. It is taking the T2 micro as input. But what are the rest of the things here known after apply? That means you are not giving the values. If you want to know the values, see after I apply the configuration. Is the server got created now? Just to go and see in the Northern Virginia region. If I go and see, I'm going to see my server. So if I click on, see, are you seeing the new server here? How the server got created? By using Terraform. So in the same way, if I want to delete the resources, I can use a command called Terraform destroy. Terraform destroy is the command which is going to delete the resources, whatever I create from Terraform. It will destroy the resources if you create it from Terraform. For example, if you create a resource manually, that is not going to delete here. Okay. Somehow my server is working very slowly. That is the reason I'm getting output very delay. Basically, it won't get this much of delay in general, but might be internet issue today. It's okay. Let me connect to LAN better. It is a LAN cable. I think LAN is also not working here, but okay, fine. If you go and see, it is asking, do you want to really destroy the resources? I need to give here. Yes. So now what will happen? Automatically the resources are going to delete. So only 4 comments: Terraform init, Terraform plan, Terraform apply, Terraform destroy. Tell me one more time. Terraform init to download the plugins, plan to create the execution plan, apply to create the resources, and destroy is to delete the. I have given already the content here. Don't need to worry. Sir, with the help of Terraform, can we create multiple resources? Definitely, you can create multiple resources. Currently, how many resources I created only? For example, let's say I want to create 5 servers. What I want to create? Now, Terraform can create the 5 servers at a single time. Okay. So, vim main.tf. If I go here and if I give count is equal to 5. Count is equal to. Now, automatically what will happen? I modified the file. Now, again, first of all, what is the first command? Terraform. Remember, Terraform init we need to run only one time. Why? Because already I have plugins on my local. So do we need to download the plugins one more time? No. So I'm writing here, we need to download plugins only once. That means only one time Terraform init is required. Second time it is not required. Why? Because we have plugins locally. So now what is the next command? Terraform plan. So Terraform plan is to create the execution plan. But somehow today Terraform plan is not showing the output. Like it's taking a lot of time actually. So if you don't want to wait for the plan C, is it working now? Previously same plan command I use it, but it is not worked. Okay. Might be at the time it's taking a lot of time to load, but it's okay. Now here, how many resources are going to create? 5. So plan is to create the execution plan. But if I want to really create them, which command I want to give Terraform? Sir, whenever I use Terraform apply, it is going to ask me a prompt. I need to give yes here. What I want to give? Yes, of course, we can ignore this prompt also. I'll show you how to ignore this later. But guys, don't think Terraform is working slowly. My internet is very slow today. Okay, basically it won't take this much of time. So I need to give here. But in the upcoming classes, I'm going to show you how to avoid the prompt. And if you see, sir, are the 5 resources creating parallel or not, sir? This is what we can call as parallelism in Terraform. What do we call as? Parallelism is nothing but ability to create resources parallelly. By default, Terraform can create 10 resources parallelly. How many? That is a default value. But if I want to extend, I can extend the parallel activities. That means if I ask my Terraform to create 5 resources, it won't create one by one. Why? Because one by one will take time. So in that case, Terraform by default execute the parallelism. What is the meaning of parallelism? Ability to create the multiple resources same time. What is the default parallelism for Terraform? But can we increase? We can increase. But I'm going to show you how to increase and decrease in the upcoming classes. Now if I go here and if I click on refresh, are you seeing 5 servers now? See 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 here. How it is creating at a single time. That's it. So is the concept of creating multiple resources through Terraform clear for all of you? Yes or not? Correct. So now here you need to understand a file called state file. Very important file in entire Terraform. State file is nothing but it is used to store the resource information which is created by Terraform. That means if Terraform create a resource, the resource information is going to store on where the state file is going to store in our current working directory. Remember, state file always store by default on your current working. Are you seeing terraform.tf state? If I open cat terraform.tf state, I can see the 5 resources information. Are you able to see 5 servers information? So by default, whenever if I create any resource from Terraform, information is going to store on which file? State file. Complete information like IP address of server, host name of server, DNS of server, EBS volume, VPC, everything. But why we need to store them to track the resource activities? In real time, entire Terraform resource information is going to store on. That means if I create a resource from Terraform, the resource complete information is on state file. So we need to keep it safe and secure. In real time, if we lost it, we cannot track the infrastructure. For example, I created an infra, but I don't know how many resources are there, but my state file knows. Correct or not, sir? So if I give the command Terraform state list, it is going to show me list of resources that is currently managing by Terraform. Now you can get 5 servers information. Are you seeing 5 here? That means currently these 5 resources are managing by Terraform. That's it. Sir, if I want to delete complete servers, what is the command I want to give Terraform? It is going to create, destroy all servers or not, sir? But what we can do, I want to destroy only one server. In that case, what we can do? We can use the option called Terraform destroy target. What you can use? Target main purpose is to, instead of destroying and creating all the resource, it can create a specific resource and it can destroy a. For example, it's I want to destroy server number 1. So give AWS instance with label name 0. Label 0 means server number index 0. Okay. Now, instead of destroying all the servers, it can destroy the server with index number 0. Index number 0 means server number. Just see it. If you go and see, it is asking, do you want to really destroy server? Here, how many is going to destroy? Why not 5? Basically, it need to destroy 5, right? But why 5? 5 is not destroying. Because we are targeting only 1. Sir, can I destroy 2 servers now out of 4? Yes. Why? Because again, by using target. If you go and see in the console, out of 5 servers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I click on refresh, are you seeing the server is shutting down? Why? Because I'm targeting only 1, sir. Remember, target is not to destroy a single server. If I want to create any specific server or if I want to delete any specific server, target will be applying for both creating and destroying. But here I'm using it for destroying only. If you go and see one resource got deleted or not, sir. Now, the moment if I go and give Terraform state list, now I will get only 4 servers. Just see it now. How many I'm getting now? 4. So this time I want to delete server number 2 and 3. What is the index of server number 2 and 3? Server number 2 means index number 1. Server number 3 means index number. So let's destroy them. Command is Terraform. Destroy. I'm destroying only 2. So I'm going to use target. Okay. Target is equal to AWS. See, you can copy them directly like this instead of typing. AWS instance with server number 2 means index number what? And give target. Server number 3 means index number 2. Now see, it is going to destroy only 2 servers. But again, it is going to ask prompt. That means we need to type yes. But with the help of auto approve, it is going to delete directly. So there is a concept called auto approve. Without giving prompt, Terraform is directly going to do the action. So let me give yes now. But in next, I'm going to show you how to use auto approve to delete the servers automatically without waiting for user input. Okay. So now again, I'm explaining state file. State file is to store the resource information which is created by Terraform. So to track the resource activities, basically. So in real time, entire resource information is going to store on state file. So we need to keep it safe and secure. If we lost them, so we cannot able to track it. I'll show you how, if you lost the Terraform, how we are going to lose the information. And what is the command to list the informations? State list. Basically, there are 7 Terraform state commands, which I'm gonna show in the upcoming days. Why? Because it's a separate concept actually. Okay. So now coming to the next point here, Terraform target. Purpose of Terraform target is to destroy the specific resource. It is used to create or destroy, sir. Create or destroy. So if I use Terraform state list, from that I can go for single target, use Terraform destroy, target, instance index number. Here also for multiple targets also same thing. That's it. So now finally, if I go into Terraform state list, how many servers are left here? 2. So Vikram, whatever you do manual changes in AWS console, by default, it won't reflect here. We need to refresh the state, then only it is going to come. Okay. Fine. Sure, Karthik, I'm going to post it. How many servers are there? 2. Sir, if I want to delete both of them, sir, do I need to use target now? Without using target directly, if you use destroy, everything will go now. So Terraform. Sir, whenever I destroy, it is going to ask permission. I need to give yes. So if I type auto approve, it is directly going to delete without asking permission. See, I can use hyphen auto approve or hyphen auto approve. Anything will work for me. Sir, now go and see. Is it asking the permission for me or is it like deleting directly? It won't ask permission. See, deleting or not, sir? That is the concept of auto approve. While giving auto approve, I recommend you to see you can use hyphen auto approve or you can use hyphen auto. That means single hyphen will work and double hyphen is also going to work. I shown you single hyphen now. Now I'm going to show you double hyphen. Okay. So is the concept of state file and target comments clear for all of you? Online, can you please confirm is state file and target clear for all of you? Okay, fine. And the next one is going to be variables. In real time, we keep all the variables in variable file. First of all, why to use variable? Whenever a value is going to change multiple times, we are going to take it as variable. So here, let's say I'm going to take 2 variables here in the main.tf. We have main.tf. For example, let's take, sir, for now, I'm taking count is equal to 5. But in future, I want to make count is equal to 10. Value changing or not, sir? Type var. Var indicate variable. What var indicate? Name of the variable is whatever you want. Let's take it is the name of the variable. Instance count actual. That means count is defining by the variable. What is the name of the variable? Now I need to go here and type the variable. Variable, it is the block actually. What is the name of the variable there? This variable block name definitely need to match here or otherwise it won't take. Okay. So in the variable, we have 3 sections. First of all, description, which is optional. You can ignore this one. Next to type of the variable. It is also optional, which you can ignore. But I'm going to give type is equal to number. 5 is equal to number or not, sir? And give default. Default is equal to 5. That means I'm passing the value. So remember here for variable section, description and type is not really mandatory. Those are completely optional. If you want to put, you can put, or otherwise completely you can ignore them. Okay. So now let's see how Terraform is going to take the variable. Whenever Terraform see the count, Terraform understand user is defining the variable. Am I having variable block? What is the name of the variable block? Now Terraform will match both of them. Terraform will match variable and block name. If these two are perfectly matching, whatever the default value I have here, Terraform is going to apply the value. Now count is equal to what here? 5. No, sir, if I put count is equal to 2, how many servers are going to create? 2 itself. Correct. Now again, I want to give instance type as one more variable. Can you tell me how to give it? Var dot name of the variable can be instance type. Let's say I'm going to take instance. Now tell me how to define it. Variable. Variable name is instance. This definitely need to match. And after that, default. Let's take T2 medium for example. What I want to take? T2 nano, T2 micro, anything is fine. If you want to take T2 micro, that's completely fine. That's it. So this is the way how exactly you are going to write the variables. But again, in the notes, I have given variables like this. Description is completely optional and type is also completely. If you want to put them, you can put, or otherwise, even though if you ignore, it is completely fine. Sir, nothing to worry about here. Is my point clear? Fine. So, but in real time, we keep the variables separately on a file called variable.tf. Of course, I'm writing it here, but I'm gonna use them on separate file called variable.tf. Create a separate file called variable.tf. So have I given the variables separately on separate file or not, sir? Sir, even though my variables are on separate file, Terraform internally will take these values. So we don't specify any location of variables. Remember, Terraform will have a inbuilt functionality to map the values. We don't give anything on the CLI. By default, it is going to take input. So if I go and see, now I have main.tf. In the main.tf, are you seeing code is not written in a format type? If I use a command terraform fmt, this command will arrange my code in a structural format. Are you seeing main.tf now? It is the first main.tf without proper indentation. It is the main.tf with proper indentation. Which command will apply proper indentation to our Terraform configuration files? It is one of the question I got for my exam. Okay. So in interview or exam, you can see style or canonical format. Canonical format means proper format. So Terraform FMT is the answer for it. Next. Sir, I have main.tf. In main.tf, count is defining on variable. What is the name of the variable here? But do you have variable block here? No. And instance type is also on variable. But do you have variable in main.tf? No. Why? Because variable is stored on variable.tf. In variable.tf, do you have the values or not, sir? So automatically my Terraform will take the values from variable.tf and apply them. Okay. There is a inbuilt functionality to refer the values from main.tf to variable.tf. Externally, we don't specify any link for them. So now, what is the first command? Terraform init. So Terraform init already we ran. Is it required now? Next command Terraform plan. Terraform plan is to create the execution plan. It will create only plan, but it won't create resource. If I want to create resource, which command I need to use? Terraform. So just to give Terraform apply. Sir, I don't want to give permission for prompt. What I can use? Hyphen auto approve. Sir, can I use hyphen hyphen also? Let me show you hyphen hyphen. But in examination point of view, only single hyphen is preferable from examination point of view. Okay, but you can use double hyphen also. But whenever if you write exam, just use single hyphen. Definitely, Akhil. So instead of defining the variables on files, I can define the variables as environment variables also. Okay. Yes, correct, Vikram. Correct. So if we run Terraform apply, already 3 you deleted or 2 you deleted. Okay. If I run Terraform apply, automatically the next servers are going to create. Okay. So again, it is taking some time. Yeah, it's bullshit, man, today. It's taking a lot of time than I expected. But again, I'm gonna give these notes for you first of all. In the meanwhile, Array, it's stuck. So Akhil, Vikram is asking that if you delete two servers and you have three now, if you run Terraform apply, will you get five servers? Yes, of course. Okay. So again, this I'm going to discuss in the upcoming days for you. But guys, here Terraform is running this behind the scenes, but it is not showing the output here. Like, let's wait. Let me stop it here. See, are you seeing this one? Due to my low network here, it is not performing the proper things for me. So I'm gonna stop it and I'm gonna Terraform apply. But it is not a good behavior. Okay, you cannot stop the process in the middle. But here I don't have any other option, so I'm stopping it now. Shit. Hey, what happened to this server? So guys, issues from the internet side here. It is performing operation too slowly. So don't worry, Terraform is working fine only. Okay. Even my server is responding very slowly than usual. Right, Terraform apply here. Terraform apply hyphen auto approve. You can go and see. After I stopped I got the output. Are you seeing two to add here? That means it will create two. But again, like the execution is taking a lot of time due to the breakage of my network. Okay, but Terraform is working very fine. We don't have any issue with Terraform. Issue is with the internet side. So if you run this one automatically, here how many values you put here in the code? I put two here. How many I put? So I'm gonna get two servers. And what is the type of the EC2 instance I'm gonna create is T2 micro. So this is what exactly you are going to get from the output point of view. But again, like it's taking very slowly, so I'm stopping the process. So it's completely fine. Okay. So again, the same concept we are going to discuss on Monday also. But you practice the code actually. Okay, I'm getting internet issue, so I'm stopping this one here, but you practice. So this is the day one for Terraform. And the tip of the day is, for example, if you don't know how to remember the commands, remember iPad. You know iPad, right? iPad. If you remember iPad, Terraform is done. I for init, P for plan, A for apply, and D for. If you remember the iPad, Terraform commands are going to run a sequential init, plan, apply, and destroy. That's it. And eventually, I'm removing the server also. So in today's session, we have seen what is Terraform, how to install Terraform, and after that, we have seen how to write the configuration files and how to execute Terraform from the commands. That's it. So in tomorrow's session, I'm going to repeat the same concept one more time in the Monday session. So that's it for today. Now, before going for doubts and queries, first of all, how's the Terraform day one for all of you? Is it clear? Online, can you please confirm me how's the class for all of you today? But again, we got a lot of issues due to internet issue today, so we cannot do anything about it. Okay, clear. So now online, if you are having any queries, you can raise your hand. I'm gonna give unmute option for you, so we can discuss the doubts and queries part. And Akhil, coming to your question, variable.tf, you create file. This name must be same. No, it can be any name. Terraform doesn't care about your file names. At the last, it is going to take .tf. You can put any .tf. Okay. And Karthik, I'm going to upload the interview questions now for you. Wait. So Karthik, I have given the interview questions. You can take from there. Akhil, I already said this 3 times in the class, but again you are repeating the same question. Terraform will internally map the variables. It doesn't matter where you put the variable. You can put on abc.tf, xyz.tf and variable.tf. Terraform doesn't care about your file names. There is a inbuilt function for Terraform which will fetch the values. I hope it is clear for you, Akhil, now. And Rajesh sir, how to find out the errors in TF? Till now, I just shown you how to write the file. Errors and solution and troubleshooting is going to be our upcoming day's topic, Rajesh. Okay. So while I write the heavy code with some different concepts, I'm going to tell you how to find out the errors. Okay. Init 10. What is the question? What is the difference between? First of all, why we are comparing them? Both are different concepts. How can I tell difference for both concepts? Role is to give the access for AWS console. Okay. Terraform providers is going to come from Terraform init command. If I want to create a resource on AWS, first of all, I need to have permission. Role will give permission. Second one, after getting the permission, if I want to create them, I need to have provider plugins. How I can get provider plugins? By init command. That's it. Is it clear now? So role is to give permission for AWS console, but to create the resource, Terraform providers will comes into the picture. Please share details about screening test. So even I don't know the details. Why? Because it is designing by some other trainer. So mostly we'll get questions from our syllabus only. Majority of the part. Okay. But again, for every 2 months, the screen test is going to be conducted. For example, if in August, I am conducting the screen test like Naresh Shetty. September, October and November, you will be having one more screen test. Nothing to hurry, buddy. If you miss the screen test, you will get the next chance also. Okay. Don't worry about this. And even though if you go for screening test or not, again, you are going to get the like openings. But if you go to screening test, if you qualify them, you will get more interview openings. And it is only for offline, no for online. Okay. Okay. So then that's it for today's session, guys. So let's meet on your Monday's class with some new topic. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you.